Hello students. In our previous videos we have discussed about electric potential of a dipole at an axial point and at an equatorial point. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the electric potential of a dipole at any general point. Okay, it is neither say axial point nor it is equatorial point. So in that case, how to find out electric potential, that we will discuss here. So let's start. Suppose for this case we are having here a dipole consisting of charges minus q and plus q as shown here. Okay, and let us say, suppose O is the center of this dipole, and as already we have discussed about dipole, let us say that 2a is the distance between that two charges as shown over here. Okay, let us say that this is point P, this one, where we want to find out the electric potential of this dipole. Now this point P is not axial or it is not equatorial. It is off the equatorial or off the axial point. So first of all, I will connect a vector here from center of dipole to that position. Let me call this vector as the position vector for this dipole, for this point P. Okay, now what we will do here, we will try to find out what is the angle made by this position vector with your dipole also. We know that for the case of dipole we can have a dipole moment vector along this axis from negative charge to the positive charge. So let us say that theta is the angle between this dipole moment vector and r. Okay, so further, for simplicity, let us connect the lines joining the charges and that point P, and suppose here r1 is the length or the distance of negative charge from point P, and suppose r2 is the distance of positive charge from point P. This is the preliminary information that we want here. Now to find out the electric potential of this dipole at point P, we can simply again apply the principle of superposition. Now what is that? Further, let us say that here A and B are the positions of negative charge and positive charge here for simplicity. So net potential at point P due to dipole, using superposition principle we can find out. So we can write here V is equal to V1 plus V2, right? V1 is suppose the potential of negative charge and V2 is suppose the potential of positive charge. Just put the values now. We can write V1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into minus q upon AP. A is the position of negative charge, in the diagram already we have seen, right? And this charge is negative, that's why we can write it as minus q. And V2 is due to the positive charge here, so that's why we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon BP. Let's write the value of AP and BP further. The value of AP was found to be R1 as shown in the diagram, and the value of BP was found to be R2. So I can write AP as R1 and BP as R2. So V will become here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 minus q upon R1 plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon R2. Let's make simplification here. We can write here V is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 in bracket 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Okay, I have just written the terms as per the sequence of the negative sign here. Okay, further we can write here V is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 R1 minus R2 upon R1 into R2, right? Now from here onwards we want to solve this query, we want to solve this equation, and to solve this equation we can make use of some approximations. Okay, by using the approximations we will try to estimate the value of R1 minus R2 and this R1 into R2. These two values we have to solve, or we have to obtain, by using the principle, or say by using the concept of approximations. Now what are the approximations? Now see here, the first thing is that let us assume that the point P is lying far away from that dipole. Far away in the sense the value of r is very greater than 2a or say a. Okay, so under that case what we can do, see now here. First I am drawing a perpendicular, you can see in the diagram, on AP. Okay, so I have drawn here this white line here. Okay, this is perpendicular on this line, right? So once it is perpendicular, then what we can do here, let us say here, suppose this is the triangle here now, right angle triangle here. Okay, first approximation we have taken that it is the point P is far away from the dipole. Okay, and now I have taken a perpendicular on AP. Now what happens here, let us try to estimate now this distance. Which one? This portion. Okay, that we want to estimate here. Now from the vector theory you should be able to tell what is the answer for this. If suppose I have a vector like this, say r1, and suppose another vector is suppose here r2 like this, and if I take a perpendicular from here on this r1, what will happen? What is this remaining distance now here? This remaining distance is given by r1 minus r2, right? So in the same way here also we can write this distance as r1 minus r2, right? Now further approximations, let us say that here angle PAB is also approximately equal to theta, right? See in the diagram theta is basically this angle, right? But now we are assuming this angle also as theta. It is not exactly equal to theta, but we are approximating, we are assuming it like to be theta, right? Further, let us say r1, r2 and r, they all are nearly same. If the point P is locating far away from the dipole, in that case this r1, r2 and r, these distances can be approximated as same. So we can approximate that one. So these are the three postulates, or say three approximations that we have to do here. Now once we have done this, let us now try to revoke the value of r1 minus r2 and r1 into r2. So we can write here r1 minus r2 is equal to 2a cos of theta. Now how it is coming? See in the diagram, this is a triangle, right? This angle we have taken as theta here. If this side is 2a, this one, right, then obviously this will be the cos component of this 2a. So that's why we are writing this as 2a cos of theta, right? And we have taken r1 approximately equal to r2 equal to r. So that's why what we can write here, we can write r1 into r2 is equal to here r square. Let's put these values now. Then we can write here v is equal to, in this step we can put the values now here. So we can write v is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0. r1 minus r2 is now 2a cos of theta, and r1 into r2 is r square. So we can write like this, and further if we write, we can write v is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 p cos theta upon r square. Now how this p is coming? Basically we know that for the case of dipole, this q into 2a, that must be equal to p. So that's why we are writing this as p, and remaining term is cos of theta. So basically this gives the electric potential of the dipole at any general point. Now what is the important thing here? The important thing is that now this potential is not simply depending upon p and r, but it is depending on the cos angle also, or the cosine thing also, right? You can see in the formula also. Okay, now let's try to estimate these values for our previous results also. We will try to test these values for our axial potential and for the case of equatorial potential. First thing is that theta is the angle between this position vector and your dipole moment, right? Now for the case of axial point, what will happen? Theta will be equal to 0 or it will be equal to 180. If suppose our point is lying toward this side, then theta is taken to be 0 here. If our point is lying suppose towards this side, then the angle is 180 degree. Now what is the meaning of this? If suppose theta is 0, the potential will be equal to simply V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 P upon R square, and the value is positive. Look at this also. We are towards positive charge, in that case potential is positive. If we are towards negative charge, toward this side, if we are if our point is lying, in that case cos of 180 is minus 1. So under that case potential will be minus times 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 P upon R square. So this is the expected result. And for the case of equatorial point, if we are going on this line, okay, theta will be equal to 90 and cos of 90 is 0. So as expected, potential should be equal to 0. So in this way we can say that how this formula is general, and we can test the cases also. So here, this is the end of this topic now here. Okay, we will stop this article here, and in this way you can understand how to find out the potential in general at any point. We'll stop here. Thank you very much.